Thanks for coming back to the BullyProof series. We're going to hit a very unique one we haven't done yet. How about the workplace, where you work? My workplace is on stage. My workplace is in front of people. I don't deal with people on a daily basis like you may at work, or everybody does. Not everybody, but people do at work. How do you deal with that? That's a very difficult, sensitive situation. I can only share true stories with you and hope you can learn by the example. The first one I'm going to tell you is a woman that I met, again, on a cruise ship. She was from Vietnam. She was Vietnamese, and she worked for a company in Seattle. And she said, David, what would you have done about this? And she told me what happened. She was Vietnamese, and her boss made fun of the way she talked. She would say something, and he would say something to her other people, and just do that. Make fun of her. And so she didn't like it, and she went to HR and told him. You know what HR told her? Deal with it. Well, she got so bothered by it, she quit. She couldn't do it anymore. And she said, what would you have done? I said, well, I can tell you what I would have done as a comedian on the outside that didn't need the job, and how you come after somebody like that. And so if he's doing, you could have said to him, no, you're pronouncing that incorrectly. If you're telling me you think I'm a great employee, then say it this way, and then say it in Vietnamese. Or if you're telling me that you're about to give me a raise, say it this way. You see, when you do that to somebody, as we've talked about so many times, you stand up to him, you're not bothered by him, you look him in the face, and hey, you don't bother me anymore. People that do that, once again, what are they doing? They're looking for the hook. Remember the elephant, the hook? They're looking for the nerve. And she couldn't take it. And I understand. There's some people aren't like that, and there's some people that can't do it. Now, I met some people that can do it. These are true stories I'm about to tell you, and the first one was too. Again, people will take stories that they've heard on the internet or read in my books, and then they put them up and they try to claim them and change them around. I know these two women who told me these stories. They are school teachers. Both of them told me, they said, if I would have said that today, I would not have been employed. They would have fired me, but I had just had it. So, first story. Middle school teacher, English. There was a 13-year-old girl in her class, Michelle, and she was constantly interrupting the entire first semester. Finally, the second semester, she kept going, and the teacher had it. She said, Michelle, I'm sick of your mouth. One more word out of you, and you're going to spend the rest of the year in the principal's office. And this 13-year-old girl looked at the teacher and said, you're a whore. The teacher calmly put her book on the desk, walked back to the girl. Everybody's glued to them. And the teacher gets right in Michelle's face and say, look here, young lady, what I do in my personal time is my business. It has nothing to concern you with. And what did everybody start doing? They started laughing, and they laughed at her. And you know what she did? She never opened her mouth again in class. Here's another story from a teacher, not allowed to say her name. Again, she said, David, if I would have done it these days, I'd have been fired. Senior English teacher, 60 years old. Now listen, by the way, you may have heard this story before. People do that. People hear the story, hear my presentation, read my book, and they take the story and then they try to put somebody else's name into it. I know the woman, can't say her name, true story. Here's what really happened that time. She's a senior English teacher, a senior in high school English teacher. She's in her early 60s. She tells all of her seniors, you will take the final tomorrow if you want to graduate, barring illness, injury, or death. You will be here to take this final if you want to graduate. One smart aleck boy raises his hand and goes, hey, teacher, what about sexual exhaustion? Of course, everybody busts up laughing. This teacher is so cool and so seasoned. She waits till all the laughter dies down and looks at him and goes, well, I guess you'll have to learn how to write with your other hand, won't you? In the workplace, a very dangerous, volatile place to use humor. You have to stand up to them. Let's go back to the first story one more time. If you listen to what they say and flip it around and have fun with them and let them know it doesn't bother you, that's the key. Now, I'm going to give you another hint here, something else you can do. I was on a cruise ship working, and I did a show. I'm on the elevator. I get on, and a guy looks at me and says, I don't find you very funny. Now, there you go. That's a direct insult right there. That's not teasing. That's not sarcasm. That's not bullying. That is an insult. He said, I didn't find you very funny. And I looked him right in the face and said, I believe you. And he was stunned. You know why? because I agreed with him. I didn't fight him. He was looking for the nerve. I didn't let him have the nerve at all. And I said, but sir, I don't think that's the question. He goes, oh yeah, what's the question? I said, the question is why you have the need to tell me that. I said, personally, I don't care for Bruce Springsteen's music. It doesn't punch my buttons. But I would never get on an elevator with him and tell him he sucks or he's not good. Why do you have to tell me that, sir? And the elevator door, and he just walked out. I stood up to him. It wasn't rude, wasn't disrespectful. By the way, a little into that, 2 days later, he saw me on the ship. He came up and apologized to me. Stand up for yourself. Listen to what they say. Turn it around. And don't be afraid to do it. And please, if you can, don't walk away. Say something. It's good for you.